Yo, we're bringing you another guide because of your comments, your likes, your subscriptions, and your follows. So please continue supporting. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and comment. Let's get right into the video. Hello guys, Fearmaky here. So I'm stepping out of my element. I have never played the Viking class, but the build that I'm putting together here is something I tested, and it's doing over 1 billion damage. The talents is thanks to Wooksy and his spreadsheet. I've linked it several times in the stream. You guys can take a look at that. The gear setup is something I put together from testing, and this is the most optimal damage that I was able to achieve. The reason why I'm doing this video in the first place is because of the overwhelming request from my viewers on YouTube and just the community in general, asking to make guys a marksman, Viking, samurai, you name it. And I feel bad for those guys because there's not enough information out there to help them. So I said, you know something, let me take the guides that's out there, okay, even though they're not updated for season 11, and let me put those items together on the editor and put them to the test and see if those builds are still viable or if there's something better. And I tweaked the build that's up there now, which is the whirlwind build, and I'm coining it as spin to win, which everybody I guess in the world does the same thing when it comes to, you know, spinning builds on ARPGs. But I just want to, you know, give that disclaimer there. I never played the Viking, so if you guys have any comments, any suggestions, any itemizations that you believe would be better and can achieve better numbers at hero level 200, you know, then please let us know. All of my tests, so everybody knows, is at hero level 200 with full relics. Here's the relics list, okay? With the follower using a meta setup that I consider. In this case, I'm using Slate and the Shroud. Okay, here it is. It's Helm of the Dominator. The reason for it is because it has 54% attack speed. But we'll get into that here shortly. But my test is all around that, okay? 200 hero levels, full relics, and all of the gear is at 115% quality. Okay, this is the highest potential damage you can reach, the highest quality of the item you can reach in the game. And I want to say to you guys a huge disclaimer, okay? Do not come into the game and into my videos, okay, and thinking that you're going to get this build the first day, the first week, the first month, because it's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen unless you're one of the extremely lucky guys to make a lot of currency. Okay, it's not going to happen. Then again, you could be the other guy. Hey, it's my job to decide whether it's going to happen for me or not yours. Just tell me what's the matter and I'll freaking do what the hell I want to do. And that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to that guy. I'm giving you the information, okay? And what you do with it is completely up to you. But I don't want to mislead people and thinking, you know, for people to think that this is what you need to play the game. This is what a must have, you know, in order for you to, you know, to attain big numbers and be successful, because you're going to drive yourself crazy. I have played multiple seasons, okay? And I'm going to tell you this right now. I have never been able to get all of my items to 115% quality. I think the most I got season 10 was like 4 or 5 items. Okay, they're extremely difficult, but you can definitely get the majority of them to like 105, 110, depending on how lucky you are. With the introduction of the auction house this time around, I truly believe that getting items past 100% quality will be a lot easier. All right, but this is something for you guys to work towards, for you to build your character up, for you to become powerful. All right, so I wanted to give that disclaimer out there so people don't get discouraged when they put the gear on and they're like, wait a second, I'm not doing as nearly as much damage as the video said I was going to do. These builds in this setup here can easily go well over 50 million rubies, if not more. And that's dependent on how lucky you are on the satanic dices if you brick the item, which then you have to purchase a new one, upgrade it all the way. Well, you don't have to upgrade it to max, but you have to purchase a new one and then attempt to satanic dice it, to 115% quality. Actually, the method step by step is you purchase the max socket item, you re-roll a token on it to get it to 98, 99%, because that's where I would take the risk. And then you use a satanic dice at 98, 99% until you get to 115%. Every time you use a satanic dice, it's between 1 and 3% chance to increase the quality of the item. Okay, with also a huge chance to brick the item, breaking it, locking it at 50% quality, therefore the item is complete trash. Alright, but with that being said, having multiple copies of the same item is very important in the game, because if you're going to play the end game, if you're going to play the meta, that's what you'll need to do in order to rank up on the leaderboards and climb wormholes faster and go higher and higher. Alright, so I wanted to put that out there on this first video of a new class meta build, so that way people don't get the wrong idea and the wrong impression. But with that, let's dive right into the guide. Okay, so let's go quickly. On the gear, I chose the Pendant of Eternity because of the huge cooldown reduction, plus 5 talents if you can max it to 115. On the helm, I chose Viking Sacred Helmet because you want the set bonus Hurricane, which increases whirlwind radius by 25%. Okay, I don't have max socket on these, but you can get it on live. I chose the Eye of Skadi for many reasons. Alright, one is going to be easy to attain at the auction house, and if you can get it to 115%, to me it's going to be the most optimal damage. You can use Torch of Shadows, but remember my disclaimer at the beginning of the video. This is not realistic to get a 5 socket and then specially to brick it, to dice it to 115%. First you have to kill Uber Shade of Death, and then you have to, satanic dice it to 115. So just to do Shade of Death, first of all, costs a lot of currency, and then even if you're to get it, you do not want to brick this item. So, but if you can get it and you're one of those fortunate guys, this will do very good damage as well. Alright, I also tested it with the Rainbow, it was pretty good damage, and also the Havoc was pretty good damage as well. Not much of a difference. But over doing a, rune word, or an item you can upgrade to the max, Eye of Skadi will be meta. Shadow Carver, again, is in the same boat as Torch of Shadows. Extremely difficult to get. But if you're able to get one of these weapons, I would not upgrade it to 115. I would keep it at 98 with the reroll tokens, or 100% with the reroll, 99% with the reroll tokens. And I would just keep it at that. I would not risk bricking it to 115 unless you have a second one. But this weapon will be best in slot. And you can easily find this in the auction house or from Uber Shade of Death as well. To me, the best chest is the Dark Shroud because of the huge attack speed, crit rate, crit damage on it, okay, and the massive amount of strength. And the gloves, Assassin's Mitts, for the attack speed, the crit damage, crit rate. The reason why we're doing some attack speed on this is because we want to reach the 6 attacks per second breakpoint. That's what I tested with. That's what yielded the most damage. Hitting that 6 attacks per second. Hitting that 6 attacks per second breakpoint. With the belt, I went with the monkey skin belt for the damage reduction, cooldown reduction, but most importantly, the +3 to all talents. Okay, cooldown reduction is very important with this build as well. And I chose to go with the Demon Eye Ring because of the +2 talents and all to stats and the life 1 hit for sustain. Also went with the Bottle of Sake because of the crit rate and the crit damage. And the Viking Sacred Boots, in order for you to get the 2-piece set bonus, Hurricane, which increases your whirlwind radius by 25%. On the pet, even though some of the video you're going to see here towards the end of the video is going to be slightly different, but this will yield the most damage, the Slate, because it will give you Fanatism Aura, which increases your attack speed. I chose Helm of the Dominator for the massive attack speed on the Ranger. and then the trusty Shroud of Elements. I've said this before in a couple of other videos. Shroud of Elements this season around, season 11, as of right now, is meta across the board for all breaks. All breaks now cap at 2, and elemental break, will cap at 2, but it's the most effective damage. I've tried Mystify, which used to be enigmatic, and it does not deal as much damage as Shroud of Elements. Okay, so elemental break definitely yields more damage on the target as opposed to Mystify. All right, and for the talents, again, I want to give a big thanks to Wooksy. This is Wooksy's talent build from the spreadsheet. Okay, he went with 1 point in Seismic Slam, 16 points in Zeal for the passive, 1 point in Pummel, 20 points in Weapon Master, 1 point in Throw. This is very important. I'll show you guys why. I mean, you need it as well to go down the line, the talent tree, but you'll understand why. Whirlwind, which is your #1 damaging skill, Berserk, and Emir's Champion. All right, and then 1 point in Shockwave. Oh, I'm sorry. And on hero levels, I went Ancient Power, 50% flat damage, which is huge, 50% critical damage, 50% attack speed to hit the breakpoint, and then the rest you dump it all into strength all the way. If you're having a hard time struggling, surviving, you can go into armor. I've also tested it with armor, and the damage isn't as bad. It's actually pretty close to what it was with strength, which was weird to me. But if you're looking for more survivability, you can go into armor. And for the mercenary, as usual, this is the meta for the season on the mercenary, and it was as well in season 10. All right, and that's it. I'll do a test for you guys here on the dummy so you can see. There'll be other tests as well. Trying to line up here at the dummy, but yeah. Okay, almost a billion there. I can do a billion if I keep going, and I was trying to line it up as well. So a couple of key things here. I don't have 41-42% cooldown reduction. The reason why I mentioned 41-42%, this is a huge breakpoint in order to overlap your whirlwind, and I did that after multiple tests and intentionally as well. You can get the 42%, by just swapping out some of your runes. All of the runes are cold runes, the ham runes, HAM. Okay, but you can swap them out for cooldown reductions to hit the breakpoint if you want to. The reason why I don't is because when you cast Whirlwind, see it spending in the timer? Okay, as soon as it expires for like a half a second, a split second, your character is auto attacking to build up the ability combo points underneath, because it seems to only build right after the whirlwind stops. As you can see, spend out builds, boom. So if you go with this setup where your cooldown is still counting down and you can't cast it again, it gives you just enough time to just keep spamming the ability and not having to worry about your combo points building up, as long as you're auto attacking. All right, now if you go with the 42%, 41% breakpoint, you're gonna have to wait before you cast Whirlwind again, because when you cast it, you're not going to be casting it at its most effective DPS. Like even right there, it's messed up a little bit. So what these circles underneath the Viking is a combo points. Each combo point is worth 20% more damage to any ability that you use. So if you cast it at 5 combo points, your Whirlwind is going to hit for 100% more damage. And that's essentially what you want to do. You always want to cast Whirlwind at 5 combo points. That way you get the most amount of damage. So with this setup, I can just spam and not have to worry about getting 5 combo points, as long as I'm attacking something. But you can reach the breakpoint if you want, and play around that way. It's completely up to you. Okay, now Shockwave and Seismic Slam, I only use these abilities defensively. while doing the wormholes, I started to die a lot, was having issues. Again, I have never played a Viking, but one way I got around it, as you can see in the video to clearing the map, was to use Shockwave and Seismic Slam defensively in order to keep me alive, because each time you use it, it stuns the target for 2 seconds. And then you also use Seismic Slam, you stun them again. So I use that for huge survivability. And the throw, to me, is the highest damaging ability for the Viking. And you're like, no, it's not. Well, if you have a target that has 100 billion health, okay, 100 billion, you can literally pick him up and you throw him in the water, boom, he's dead instantly. There goes all his health, all his damage. And with the cooldown that we have at 37%, you can pretty much spam this every second and a half, as you see right there. Okay? So it's up pretty often. So all the big elites on the map, I just pick them up and throw them in the hole. Okay? But that's what I do, guys, for the Viking. This build here is definitely going to shine this season. And if you don't have the Carver, I'll give you a different variation. You can use the Kogara Sumaru weapon as well, which is which is only rolls physical, and it's going to give you good results as well. So you don't have to go right off the bat for the Shadow Carver. You can use this weapon here as well, and you'll get good results from it. Okay, and as you'll see here. $629 million. All right. Also, you can do a one-handed variation that I did with the Judge, and then on the offhand, you want to use the Frozen Carver. Okay, and then this dual wield variation will give you, I think it was 400 million to 500 million. So you can do that as well if you'd like. Let's see what it does here. Oh, 551 million. Okay, so you can certainly do that, and it will also work for you guys. Okay, but yes, Shadow Carver will be meta in the end if you can get it. And like I said, I would not try to roll it to 115% unless you have a second one and you're pretty lucky. Okay. So I'll leave you guys here with the rest of the video clearing it, and I'll commentate over it on what I'm doing. But you'll see proof that this setup, this build, is able to do Wormhole 500 plus right now in the season. I think the highest Viking right now is only 107, 110, something like that. And by the time he gets to Wormhole 500, I'm pretty sure he'll be, hero level 200, if not higher. But yeah, we'll do one more test, and then we'll roll into the other videos for commenting. $1 billion, and there we go. We're gonna leave it on that note. All right, take care. All right, so this is a run here with the Shadow Carver, just to show you guys that Wormhole 500. With the exact same gear setup that I showed you guys previously. We're just going around. I just finished the waves. Now I'm resing my pet so that way he can apply the elemental break debuff onto the target, because it's 50% increased damage from all elements. And we talked about earlier why it's better than Mystify, because Mystify is only 50% increased damage from abilities, and for some reason technically they should be the same, but it's not. Shroud of Elements is performing better across the board in all the tests. Maybe something will happen in the future, I'm not sure.
Ruby key. Okay.
Ruby key. And here we'll do a test on the dummy again. And there it is. 1.1 billion. And that was without runes on the gear. And even the incorrect setup with the slate by not having the Fanatism aura buff, speed buff. So the reason, so when you put this build together, you're going to be at like 5.73 attack speed. The moment you pop Whirlwind, you're gonna go to 621, I believe. Yeah, 6.21%. Okay, and if you're, while leveling and while working towards this gear, if you're struggling to hit the break point, you can always use Dow runes for speed, attack speed, I believe. Any attack speed, the attack speed rune to hit the break point that you're looking for as you're leveling, as you're getting more powerful. So that way you dish out more damage. This test here is dual wielding. Okay, dual wielding one-handers. That way you can see it also works. The boss kill time is definitely slower than the two-hander, which is why I had to clip the video. You know, I think it took about 3 minutes there, 2 minutes there, but it's still viable. It can still clear. It can still kill. All right, and there's the build set up there. So hopefully this helps you guys. If anybody has any feedback in the community that they discovered something that's more powerful than this, please let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Thank you. I did reach out to the community on Discord. I put in a post there, and absolutely nobody reached out to DM me about Vikings, about marksmen, about samurai. Nobody said anything. But I did reach out to the community to ask their feedback, you know, on what they thought. But yeah, the only person that reached back was Wooksy with questions I you know, had for him regarding the class. And as always, you know, you can count on his support. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Wooksy. Thank you, guys. I'm doing the best I can for the community, and hopefully this guide helps you guys. It was a long guide, but I had to get the disclaimer out of the way first. Okay? Take care. Thank you very much for the support, guys. If the video helped you, please comment, like, smash that subscribe button, and visit me on the Twitch. I appreciate it when you guys stop by, ask questions live. There's a lot more to do there. Okay, a lot more I can answer and help you guys with. But till next time, roll deep. Woo!